Hi, welcome to SuperGIS webinar. I'm Patty from SuperGIS Marketing Division and your host today. Today we are going to talk about the industrial hazard and its management by GIS. In the following 30 minutes, we will show you how to evaluate the risk of industrial hazard and to see if the existing resources are enough. Also, there will be 10 minutes QA time in the end. Our speaker today is Sydney, SuperGIS Product Specialist. Hi, Sydney.
Hi everyone.
Sydney has a GIS master degree and is responsible of product development, especially GIS for desktop. So before we start, here I would like to ask you to do a quick poll for us. Our first question today is, have you ever tried SuperGIS software or app before? Please help us do a quick poll and we'll be back in 1 minute. Hi everyone, welcome back. Here I would like to share the poll result with you. It seems like that 40% of our audience today haven't used SuperGIS Desktop or other SuperGIS software before. But don't worry, you can just visit our official website and get a free trial. So here I would like to show you SuperGIS product roadmap so that you can understand what kind of role does SuperGIS Desktop plays in GIS structure. SuperGIS complete solution cover from server, desktop to mobile GIS. And for those who have the ability to develop their own working environment, we also have a developer solution for you. And today, we will mainly focus on the desktop GIS. If you are interested in other solutions, you are always welcome to watch our previous webinar on YouTube. Simply search SuperGIS TV. So here I would like to let you have an overview of SuperGIS Desktop. SuperGIS Desktop can assist you to perform GIS data creation, editing, and analysis so that you can visualize geospatial data to show the original landform and its special features. With SuperGIS Desktop, you can well integrate with your previous geospatial works and share it with your coworkers, as we support various data formats and geodatabases, so that a smooth workflow can be made with ease. During the webinar, if you have any question or comment, feel free to share with us. You can either leave the message by GoToWebinar application or drop us an email or simply follow us on Twitter at SuperGeoTech. We will get back to you as soon as we can. So, Sydney, our topic today is smart industrial hazard management with GIS. Can you tell us why we choose industrial hazard as today's topic?
Hi everyone, I'm Sydney, and I chose this topic because in last July there was a severe explosion happened at Kaohsiung, and this had caused 32 people die and 321 people injured. And there are other impact include 30,000 households were cut electricity, and more than 20,000 households were starving natural gas supply service. And some of restaurants were forced to be closed at that period. And overall, it impacted about 84,000 people. And this experience reminded the urgency of increasing efficiency and making a better strategy for industrial hazard. And there is one more reason why I focus on this topic, because the location of this project is also the place I grew up. So the discussed agenda today will bet on the application in Kaohsiung. And now I will do a brief introduction of Kaohsiung. And this is a map of Taiwan. And the Kaohsiung located at south part of Taiwan. And the Kaohsiung city is the largest industrial and commercial city in Taiwan. And there are more than 100,000 batteries are located inside the city. And the magnitude of these industries are huge. And the type of industry include green energy, oil and refining, and other heavy metal industry. And large amount of chemicals are deeply needed by this industry, and the process of manufacturing, storage, transportation, and waste treatment uh, will cause industrial hazard if something not in control. So hazard always happen unexpectedly, so we should have an effective reacting strategy for this. And to increase efficiency, you will need a lot of information like location of hazard, and the fire truck or ambulance can arrive there to save people. Also, authorities need the information like how many people are affected, how many facilities are broken, and this information will help them to respond to different situations. And other information such as results of emergency support impact area will help for making better strategy.
Okay, Kenny. So, how can we use GIS to evaluate the risk of industrial hazard and to see if existing emergency resources are enough when the accident unfortunately really happens?
The previous introduction has let us know the type of information are really diverse and really needed to integrate. And SuperGIS Desktop is the software you need. With SuperGIS Desktop, you can integrate the location data and combine some information data like the photos of location and the description in a text format. And you can visualize them to map where you care about. And in SuperGIS data, you can also use a spatial analysis like the shortest path spatial stack. And this data integration and visualization and this spatial analysis will let you easily communicate with people from different fields and can give your team a complete picture for making better strategy. And today we have 4 agendas based on the hazard management application in Kaohsiung, like how to integrate SuperGIS Desktop to assess the high-risk area, and how to quantify the affected objects such as how many schools are impacted. And also, we will examine the emergency resource. And finally, we will show you how to map this data open to everyone. And the first agenda is to identify the hazard risk and to know where potential areas are. And why we have to know the potential areas? Because it can help us to know the risk distribution. And the information can let us know about the risk, and we can make a better response strategy based on this result.
Okay, so Cindy, first of all, before we start to prepare all the information for hazard management, how do we define the potential areas?
Okay, the process is a little complicated, so I need your concentration. Okay, here we go. The first step is to split research area into grid and then add the feature layer into SuperGIS Desktop and then create impact buffer specially. And this size of impact buffer is based on the chemical type and the magnitude of factory. And this information is provided by National Environmental Department. And then calculate the hazard rate of buffer. And some are the value on each cell. For example, the center grid is composed by hazard rates 4, 3, and 6. So the total hazard rate of center grid is 13.
Okay, but the real situation might be influenced by other factors, right? Like we all know the weather always play a big role in the process of diffusion.
All right, this is really an important factor, and thanks for reminding. Actually, we have another calculation method which considers wind direction. And in general, there are 16 wind directions. We separate the impact range into 16 parts. according to the number of wind direction. And if the occurrence rate of a certain direction is very high, we will multiply higher weight on that part, like this. Okay, so now some other things I have mentioned. We have two scenarios. One consider the wind direction and another doesn't. And now I'm going to show you how to use SuperGIS Desktop. Okay, SuperGIS Data to achieve this task. Okay, this is the interface of SuperGIS Desktop, and the yellow mark is the location of factory. And now let's see the results.
Okay, is this a building analysis model that we can apply directly in SuperGIS data?
Oh, I was so excited to show the result and forgot to show you how to operate the calculation process in SuperGIS Data. This calculation process applies many building analysis in SuperGIS Desktop, and you can use each one of them directly. However, if you want to connect every building analysis to form a workflow, you have to use a SuperGIS Process Designer or a VBA tool. And I choose to use VBA tool, so I transform the calculation process into the code. And to get the result, just click Run, and then you will get the result. And if you want a very accurate result, it will take some time. So let us back to the results. Okay, now you can see here is a result when we don't consider the wind direction. And the red color represents the high risk area, and the blue color represents the low risk area. And we can see the high risk area cluster at the south part of Kaohsiung. And now when we consider the wind directions,
Oh wow, we got a totally different result. It seems like now not only the Kaohsiung County itself needs to be prepared, but also its neighbor counties like Tainan and Pingdong need to keep an eye on this issue.
yeah, the neighborhood county around Kaohsiung should pay attention to this situation. And this is also the advantage of SuperGIS data. It can give you a whole picture about the certain issue. And this result is based on the VBA. So if you want to learn more about how to customize a tool, you can visit our SGDN website. There are abundant resources for you to develop your analyst tool. And now we know the potential errors, but there is information we need to know, like how many people, schools, hospital, or anything you are caring about impacted by a hazard. And with this information, the emergency center can respond appropriately. And the calculation principle is easy to understand. Now we learn the range of impact area, and we only need to know the number of school, hospital, or anything you are caring about in the range of impact area.
Okay, Cindy, and yes, I can see that there is two schools inside the impact area. So all I have to do is to info those two and ask them to have an emergency plan in advance. But I mean, what is the benefit of GIS here?
Yes, this is a simplified sample to make a better understanding. However, in the real world, the spatial distribution are complicated, like this.
Wow, this is the real world.
Okay, so it will increase the difficulty to calculate the count. Also, of course, you can count by yourself, but if your data is huge, I believe you will hope you have an assistant to help you count the number. And now I'm going to show you how to use SuperGIS data to achieve this case.
GIS software is here to assist you.
Okay, you can see there are many features there here now, and the red mark represents the schools, and the blue mark represents factory. And now here is the scenario. If factory number 5 happens to hazard, how many schools will be impacted? The first thing is to know the impact area. So open the attribute table. Okay, factory number 5. Okay, the impact area is 3,300 meters. Okay, then we apply another analysis, select by feature. And you can see the Windows profile, and there are many parameters here. And there in the select there spot means there to be select, and choose the schools, and then choose the special relationship. And because I want to know how many schools located inside the impact area, so I choose completely within. And for the feature, I choose factory. This there can impact a neighborhood area, and tick all box and type the impact buffer. And the map unit, if you don't know the map unit, you can see at a right down side and click apply. Okay, now you can see there are many scores turned to yellow. And to know the number, open the attribute table. Okay, it will tell you how many schools located inside the impact area. And you can see 12 records selected. And it means if factory number 5 happen a hazard, 12 schools will be impacted by this hazard. And you can also expand this method to other applications, like to know how many villages, how many buildings are impacted by hazard. And now I think we have more understanding about how to use SuperGIS data to work with a complicated project. And in the next session, we will have other GIS application to share with you.
Okay, thank you, Sydney. Let's take a short break. After a short break, we will bring you more demonstration and real case application. And during this short break, please also help us to do a quick poll. Our second poll question here is, what do you do for a living? Please help us to do a quick poll. We'll be back right back in 2 minutes. Hi everyone, welcome back. Here I would like to share the poll result with you. Um, there are 47% of our audience today are doing some their job with GIS, and it seems like there are still 50% of our audience today are not GIS professional. Don't worry, we will show you how to use GIS to benefit your work. So in the first half, Sydney has shown us the industrial hazard area impact area and also consideration of the wind factor and take a look with specific factory impact area. Alright, Sydney, now we all know that some of the schools or commercial zones might be impacted by an accident, but how can we use GIS to examine the emergency resources?
Okay, in the following section, I'm going to examine the emergency resources are enough or not in each location. And as we know, resources are always uneven, but authorities should still improve this uneven situation, right? And their responsibility is to match amount of emergency support are equally everywhere. So we will examine which location cannot access results in this section, and the method is to track each location is in the range of at least two service area or fire station. So if a hazard happens and one fire station is not available due to overloading or some reason, we can call another fire station to respond to the hazard. And I will use network analysis to create the service area and then calculate the supported fire station in each location. And now we are going to SuperGIS desktop. And before we operate this process, we have prepared many data like the network data and the location of fire station. And now you can see there are many fire trucks on here, and this represents the location of fire station. And now we want to create the service area, so open the network analysis and select the network data. Okay, Kaohsiung Road. And then select the special analysis you want to conduct. And I select the service area, and then you can see there is new group there show as data of content. And that part is the network location window. And now we want to input fire station as facility. Okay, and you will see the fire station located on the map automatically. And now I'm going to set up the range of service area. Okay, open the property there and click the service area.
Okay, so is this 600 based on distance or time?
Okay, it's based on time because we only have limit time when the hazard happens. And in SuperGIS desktop, the network analysis have two parameters. You can count by distance or use coast type as time. And if you select distance, it means the distance between facility and location in the service area smaller than 600 meters. And if you select time as coast type, it means location is service area can be reached in 10 minutes from facility. And select time and click apply. Okay. Now all settings are done and click solve. Wait a moment. The network data is a little complicated. And now I think you can see the result. The blue polygon shows up and it represents the service area. And now we are going to analyze how many supported fire stations in location of Kaohsiung. And because the Kaohsiung is too large to be the analyst unit, therefore we split Kaohsiung into pieces of smaller and equally area, like this. And the size of grid are 1,000 square meter. And then I use special join. The special join will create a new layer based on a special relationship of input there. For the source layer, select the smaller area, and for the layer to be joined, select the service area, and then click OK. Now you will see a new created layer show up as data of content, and open the attribute table of this new created layer, and see the count field. And there are many values here, and the value means the count of supported fire station. If the value is 0, it means this location is not supported by any fire station. And now we want to know how many locations are not supported by 2 fire stations, so you select by attribute. And then select the new created layer and choose the count field and type smaller than 2 because not supported by 2 fire stations. Okay, and click apply. Now you can see there are many areas turned to yellow, and it represents this area are not supported by 2 fire stations. And as a result, it illustrates the resources are not enough in no part of Kaohsiung. And if you are the GIS user, you can share this result to authority. And if you want to expand the usage, you can add another emergency resource at facility like the shelter, hospital to examine the emergency support in each area.
Okay, so after we calculate and process the needed information, including the first part, overall influence area, specific factory influence area, and surrounding emergency resource you just showed us. But to make those information more efficiency, how can we share this information with related sectors like fire stations, hospitals, or schools?
To share this information, we need another product, SuperGIS server. And this is also the topic of that agenda, build out an interactive map. And no matter how quick emergency system respond to a hazard, people should have some disaster-proof conception so that they will have more chance to survive when a hazard happens. And to strengthen the disaster awareness and make more people know the risk in the environment they live, the public information is needed. And now I'm going to show you how to use SuperGIS Server Manager to make this data open to everyone. Okay, let's see. And this is also the current trend to make data open, and that public get the data, and they will use their creativity to benefit related issue. And before you publish a map survey, you have to gather your project file and spatial data into the same folder. And then go to the SuperGIS Server Manager and log in. Okay, now publish a new map survey. And click Add. And give your service a name. The first step is like to put a folder on the SuperGIS server, so you have to give it a new name and select file from your computer. Okay, my file is on the desktop. And then click Publish. And now I just successfully upload my spatial data onto the SuperGIS server. And now I want to make this data open to everyone. And this is like an application. So click the Application tab and click Manage it. And add a new application. And I want to make my application named Header. And select file you just upload. And click Next and click Done. And you will see a message show up here if you create your map service successfully. And click your link. Okay, now you can see this is a map survey I just created, and you can share this map survey to your friend, your coworker, and to the public to let them know the potential area and also let them know the location of fire station or where are the dangerous battery.
Okay, Sydney, you just mentioned about it's an interactive map. So the public is allowed to update the data on the website so that the latest information can be known by others, right?
Yeah, they can, but in this case, because this data is regulated by some organization and they want to make this data under their control. So in this case, you can only fill the map, but you cannot add the special information.
Okay, it's look really nice and you very useful. Thank you, Sydney. Okay, in today's webinar, we know how to use analysis tool and the customization tool called VBA to specialize GIS analysis. And also with network analysis, we can calculate if the surrounding emergency resources are enough. In the end, with the published map service, citizens can easily gather the information with their internet browsers so that they can see if they are located in the influence area and make a plan for emergency. And here are the main contents of our today's webinar. Let's take another short break and we will be back in few minutes to answer your question. Feel free to leave it in go to webinar message box or send us an email. We will get back to you as soon as we can. And our last poll questions is what's your main concern when you choose GIS software? Please share with us. Is it convenience, functionality, speed, price, or any other you may concern? Please just share with us. See you in 3 minutes. Hi everyone, welcome back. Here I would also like to share our poll result again with you. It seems like more than 50% of our audience, the main concern of the GIS software are functionality. It's good to hear that because SuperGIS data provides you with the abundant functions. And there are still 20% of audience their first concern are price. Of course, SuperGIS data is an affordable choice for you. Okay, so here, the first question here is, what kind of data should I prepare for a solution like this? Sinu, can you tell us?
This is a really good question, but I have to say it depends on your application. Let's say if you want to analyze potential area, you don't need the raw network data, right? And I think maybe you can share more detail about your need on SuperGIS formula and that everyone can know and discuss on this, and we can know maybe we can tell you what kind of data you can prepare and where can you find that data.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's see our second question. Is there any way to design a process without coding?
Oh yes, you can. You can use another tool, Process Designer. And with SuperGIS Process Designer, you can only drag the tool into a window. And if you want to connect each tool, you can use a link tool to link each analysis and to form a workflow. But if you want to place some conditional statement or loops in your process, and you will need the tool VBA. But in SuperGIS Desktop 10, you can use this loop or a conditional statement in your process.
Okay, thank you. And our third question here, is there any other way other than VBA to code a geo process?
And now SuperGIS Data only provide the VBA, but in the SuperGIS Desktop 10, it will release about October, and you can use Python to code the geo process.
Okay, I've heard that Python is more easier to develop, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here is our another question. Um, According to your solution, how can we design an early warning system tool to reach local people?
Okay, this is a really big question, and I think you can apply SuperGIS data to help you to know the amount of impact immediately when the accident happens, and then you can alert local government or emergency system there, and also you can use network analysis to help people escape from the hazard.
Okay, so SuperGIS Desktop is just tool, a software to assist you plan in advance, but in the reality, we still need our other cooperation from like police officers and fire stations.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. And our last question here is, do you have any data resources or sample codes for reference for like a GIS website or you just mentioned the SuperGIS data?
Okay, if you want to know more about the sample code, you can visit the Australian website. There are many samples for you to develop your tool in SuperGIS data and other SuperGIS products like the SuperGIS server, SuperGIS engine.
Okay, thank you, Sydney. I'm sorry that due to the time limits, we have to say goodbye to you. And if you still have any question, of course you can contact with us. And here I would also like to invite you to visit our SuperGeo GIS forum. Our SuperGIS expert is online to help you and to inspire your GIS thoughts. Okay, thank you everyone, and we hope to see you very soon. And it's midnight here in Taipei. We are going to bed now, right? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for attending. We hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
Goodbye.